we tell stories of the fire service and behind the scenes of the fire service and about people that work in the fire service. And in the fire service, you can either be in a lot of tension and drama, or you can be in very comical and humorous situations, being teased or being a practical joke pulled on. And there were a lot of good practical jokes. Practical jokes were never meant to hurt people. They were just meant to be funny. And here's one that it's still talked about. It happened about 25 years ago. Doug and I were involved, probably on two different sides of it.
Yes.
But anyways, on Saturdays at the fire station, we would always have hamburgers or something in the summertime. And the barbecue was out beside the fire station, and it was sort of behind a car that was part of a row of four. So it was sort of in there, blocked in behind. And Doug was going to go out, start the barbecue, and start to do burgers for 17 guys. And of course, you'd always have 2 burgers for 17 guys, and probably a couple extra just in case somebody you forgot breakfast, right?
Yep.
So anyways, Doug went out and started the barbecue. And this cue, you put meat on it, it would fire up like you wouldn't believe, because I think somebody drug it home from the road. And the way we would control that would be to just have a spray bottle, and you spray some water underneath, and it would cool down, and then it would heat up again. But Doug, when he's got at least 34 hamburger patties, fills a grill, so it's pretty tough if you don't have water.
It is, and I'll tell you, I'm an experienced barbecuer. By all means, I am. And this barbecue, you had to keep an eye on it all the time.
Yeah, and that's why experience is why you were chosen to do the dirty work, to barbecue the burgers.
You would think so.
So Doug's going to go out and barbecue, and we go out and take the water out of this jug.
I get down there, I get the barbecue lit, and I put the patties on, and sure enough, about 5 minutes later, they're flaring up, and I got to cool them down, so I reach for the bottle, and it's empty. These guys, because they're funny guys, they emptied it. So I got nothing to square it. This other guy comes out who's a bit of a shit disturber.
He was in on it, too.
He was in on it, but I didn't know they were in on anything at the time. I'm the guy outside looking in. I'm cooking their burgers, and they're hanging me out to dry and pulling a prank on me while I'm cooking
Not
their
hanging
burgers.
you out to dry, Doug. The opposite.
No, not to dry by any means. He comes over and he says to me, he says, do you need water? Like that. And I said, what? He said, you need water? And he goes and puts the grill down, or the lid on the barbecue down. And I said, yeah, I do need some water, like that. He said, well, here. I lift the barbecue lid up, and he said, well, I'll get you the water. So he puts it down. He said, Doug needs water, right? And I said, yeah, like that. Well, numbnuts over here, this guy right here beside me, he goes and he hits me with about 5 gallons of water from the roof.
2.5 stories up. But that was the cue, was you need some water? Oh, yeah. Here's some water.
I'm asking for water, and I got it. I tell you. And that's why he put the barbecue lid down, because the other guy who was in on it, he was too hungry. He didn't want to leave his burgers to the water.
That wasn't. But you know what? Not a drop went over there. I was an expert at dumping buckets of water on people's heads, especially yours.
You were. You got me good. I was soaked. I was soaked right to the ass, and I'm thinking, what the hell?
So I feel sorry for him, because he's still got this responsibility. We're firefighters. You're given a job, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And he's still got this responsibility for flipping the burgers and cooking our burgers, right?
A lot of responsibility.
That's it. It's a big responsibility. So I went to his locker and I got him another shirt and a pair of pants. And I slid down the pole and I had him folded up, and I went out and I said, Doug, here. And Doug says, oh, great. So he sort of comes in.
And he's apologizing. He says, sorry.
I really didn't mean to climb up on the roof and do it.
I mean, yeah. So I take my clothes off. I got nothing to dry. I got no way to dry off. So I got my clothes, and they're wet. I got my shirt off, and I almost ripped it off. Then I go to take my pants off, and they're stuck to my legs and everything else, and I finally get them off. But I'm soaked.
He does this inside the fire station, behind the fire trucks.
Oh, yeah, because of the privacy of the station.
Yeah.
Well,
you're a very private type of guy.
Him and the other guy grabbed me and threw me out in the parking lot.
I didn't grab you. The other guys did.
Anyways, I'm out in the parking lot.
They took advantage of a naked Doug. Can you imagine?
Bob's trying to tell
They
you
weren't,
that
they weren't his wife.
Bob's trying to tell you that there's all these cars to give me the protection from the roadway out front. We're downtown, all these buildings, high skyscraping buildings all around, people on their balconies and everything else. Here I am, bare ass naked to the world. They got me out in the parking lot.
It's a good thing you were behind all those cars and you had that smoke screen from the hamburgers.
Well, let me tell you. They finally let me in, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we went too far again, and we won't do it again." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So then
Doug puts. I'll take it for the next little bit, then you can finish it.
Right.
So Doug puts his clothes on and he finishes doing the burgers and he comes up like a man, you know, and with this big tray of burgers for us all, sits him down at the
Like
table.
a man, like a pissed off man.
But anyways, when I came down, I happened to walk by the platoon chief's office, and this platoon chief was known to be, you know, quite a joker at one point in time. So I walked in and I said, "Chief," I said, "you don't happen to know any police that are working?" He says, "Why?" And he said, and I told him what happened. He said, "Oh," he says, "I know just the guy, and he is working today." So we called this guy and he told him the situation. And this is how quick it happened. We're all sitting around the table eating our burgers, like this.
17 of us all sitting at the table eating burgers.
And all of a sudden, the chief wasn't there. And we thought, what the heck? He's missing out on his burger. But it was because he was in talking with a cop. And all of a sudden, through the door, this cop comes in like this, and the chief's coming behind him going like this. You know, but everybody's in on it, right? Everything except for Doug.
Everybody's in but Doug. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, like this. And I look at the chief, and the chief's shaking his head no, like he's disgusted with what's going on. These guys had set me up, told the cop that I was running around naked in the parking lot.
Obviously, but it was truth. We don't like it.
This copper, he should have been in Hollywood because he was a movie star. This guy played the role.
Oh my God, he came up and
he's looking her up and down the table, this long table, and I'm thinking, okay, if we all stick together here, Doug's not going to go in the wash. Like, we're all going to stick together. We don't know what he's talking about. But no, they're all like, oh,
we're brothers.
Yeah.
We're brothers.
They're shaking their heads up and down. Yeah, we know, like that. He said, if somebody could maybe own up to it, I can charge them. He said, and he gets his pad out. I'm thinking, okay, boys, this is where we got to stick together. And he said, yeah, well, it's Doug down at the end of the table.
He says, who did it? And we're all eating. And Doug had his hamburger. I'll never forget because I was sitting right beside him. He had his hamburger like this. And he said, who did it? And you know,
I took a bite out of it, and I looked at
just taking a bite, and nobody's saying a thing, but everybody's looking at Doug.
I'm thinking, come on, guys, let's all stick together here. We can pull this off. Oh no, they're going to throw me under the bus.
Yeah, we all look at Doug's going, uh-oh.
So this cop walks over and he says, well, he said, it sounds like it's you. I said, well, like that. He said, give me a bite of your burger, and he said, I'll let you off. He knew not to take it too far.
Yeah, he had a free hamburger out of it, so it was a funny thing.
Oh, it's funny for everybody but me.
But that was life around the fire hall. There was always something going on, and you had to have your wits about you.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, I didn't think they had the nerve to do it.
Bring your own water. Anyways, thank you for listening. If you liked it, please press the like button. Subscribe if you'd like us to come to your mailbox every Friday when we post. And until next week, I'll see you.
Bye now.